Is Trinidad's chicken roti the most flavor-packed wrap in the world? What is Trinidad chicken roti? Chicken roti is generally Dhalpuri roti that serves as a wrap, filled to the brim with curry chicken, curry aloo, or other fillings with a generous drizzle of hot sauce, kuchela, or chutney. It's the perfect wrap for when you're on the go, enjoying a relaxing day at the beach, rushing to catch a cricket, soccer match, or craving a quick yet filling lunch in your car or at your desk. Today I'm not just tantalizing your taste buds, I'll show you the step-by-step process of making each flavorful component, the curry chicken, the roti, and the curry aloo. At the end, I will show you how to wrap a chicken roti with a bonus section of how much it costs to make a chicken roti at home, plus some extra clips. You don't want to miss it all. Hit that subscribe button and let's start cooking. Fill a pot with 12 cups of water and bring to a boil over high heat. Measure out 1 pound or 2 cups of yellow split peas. We'll pick through for any debris or bad split peas. Then we'll rinse and drain. One tablespoon of salt and about 1 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric. Give it a stir. I'll cook for 20 to 30 minutes or until the dal is fully cooked and firm but not soft and crushes easily between the thumb and forefinger with no grainy feel. In this bowl I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'll add 2 teaspoons brown sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Next I'll mix to combine and knead into a soft dough. To knead the dough, gradually add water, then squeeze and roll it around to bring it together. Fold the dough towards the center and knead for a couple of minutes. The end result should be soft and fairly smooth. I'll add a tablespoon of oil to the dough. Press to smoothen and just bring it together. And that's it. We'll allow it to rest until we're ready to use it. It's been 30 minutes. The dal is still boiling. As you can see, when I'm pressing it, it's not softening. So this needs an additional maybe 10 minutes of cooking. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, sometimes it takes longer, so just be patient. But wasting no time, I've already measured out the cumin, 1 tablespoon, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'll also peel the garlic, 1 head. Use as much or as little as you like. So even though a recipe says 20 minutes for peas to boil or anything else, you've got to employ some common sense so that you don't make any mistakes or waste ingredients. And this is culantro. It's an herb and it's flat, as you can see, sawtooth. That's why they call it a sawtooth herb. Also called rakau shadobeni, culantro. If you don't have this, you can use cilantro or scallion if you must. This is a large bunch, so I'm only going to do half. You don't want to overpower the roti with this flavor. You want a good balance of flavors. And you'll also need hot pepper, habanero, scotch bonnet, wiri pepper. If none of those are available, you can use jalapeno. And you can make it as spicy or not spicy. It's up to you. Rinse and chop. This is going to be very spicy. Now let me show you what's happening with the dal. You see when you press it, it's smooth and it's not grainy. So that's when you know it's done. This one is a little hard. It's boiling unevenly, which might be a problem. Always a problem, but we'll find a solution. We'll strain and allow it to cool completely. Next, I'll place the ingredients in the food processor. And we'll process until it's smooth. While we wait for the dal to cool completely and drain completely, we want it dry. I want to show you this. I bought this many years ago in Trinidad. It's a food mill, one of the traditional food mills. Maybe a little more advanced version than the traditional. I paid $299 for it. I'm hoping I could use it today, but we'll see. I don't know if I have a table. Look here. I don't know if I have a table that this would fit on, so we'll see. I'm gonna try. If not, we'll use the food processor. It's in a lot of pieces and it needs to be washed. I'm going to rinse all of these and then we'll see how to put it together. So I tried every table in my house and it cannot fit because of this thing at the bottom. It does not have space on any of the tables to turn easily. I managed to secure it to my counter. I had to open the dishwasher so that it will fit. So let's see if it works. There's a space between here that I'm concerned about, but I'm gonna have to pull this way and tighten this. And let's see what happens. I'll place the boiled split peas in here. Let's check on the texture. Very grainy because the space between here and here is too large, so I'm going to have to use the food processor. If you have you have a food mill that works great, fine. If not, use the food processor. Next, I'll try the food processor. This is our last hope. Process it until it's smooth and repeat. Some important tips I've learned over the years: make sure that the split peas are fully drained and not hot. Place only half cup to 1 cup of split peas at a time. Do not overcrowd the bowl of the food processor. Pulse and clean down the sides of the bowl and repeat. Do not add any seasonings with too much moisture. Pulse until smooth and there are no more grains. Clean out the food processor in between grindings. Next, we'll add the pre-made green seasoning. That's about half a cup. Jeera, also known as cumin, and salt. You can cook this in a pot with a little bit of oil, but I'm making it simpler today. Next, we'll mix the combine. You could mix it in the food processor, pulse it a couple of times. Taste and add more salt if required. If you're not using this right away, place it in a resealable bag or a bowl, tightly covered bowl, and place it in the refrigerator. Or you can even store it in your freezer for up to 2 weeks. Defrost and use. We'll make a green seasoning for the chicken using any combination of the following ingredients: scallions or green onion, parsley and or cilantro, bandania, also known as culantro or shadow benny, recao, thyme, Caribbean pimento is optional because they're hard to find, peeled garlic, hot pepper, habanero, scotch bonnet or wiri wiri. Chop all these ingredients and place them in the food processor or the blender. Exact list of ingredients and link to the printable recipe in the description box below. Green seasoning is done. I have 2 packs of leg quarters here, total about 5.5 pounds, total cost of $7. By the time I clean it and cut it up, it's going to be about 4 pounds. I'm just going to remove the skin, use a napkin to pull it out so I won't have to clean after any feathers. You also want to clean in the backbone here, so it'll be easy to clean later on when you're rinsing it. Remove everything from inside and don't forget to disinfect your workspace when you're done and trim off any excess fat. Next, use a cleaver, cutlass, and chop it into small pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And I'll repeat. Add some vinegar to a bowl or container. Place the chicken in. You can also use lemon, lime, salt, or flour. Allow it to soak and then rinse several times with clean water and drain. Also rub out any slime. The second rinsing. Tasty food starts with clean chicken. Next, I'll season the chicken with the pre-made seasoning we made. About half a cup. Salt and pepper, 1 tablespoon salt, about 2 teaspoons of black pepper. This is about half of a small onion. I'll mix it well to combine and I'll marinate it for a minimum of 30 minutes. You can do this overnight and up to 2 days. Smells amazing. It's going to be very delicious. Look at those lovely colors. Next, I'll add 4 tablespoons of oil to a pot. Everything is very easy from this point on, so hang in there. A few slices of chopped onion and hot pepper. Hot pepper is optional because we already added it to the chicken. Enough oil is also essential for a good tasting curry. Once the onion is brown, you'll add in 4 tablespoons of curry powder and 2 teaspoons of turmeric. And I'm using 2 different types of curry powder here, a dark and a light. You can use the same type. Stir it. A tablespoon of the green seasoning we made. Use pre-made green seasoning if you have. I'm going to reduce the heat to medium. I'll add half cup of water to cook the curry. I want to cook the curry until it's grainy and fragrant. Some people say the rawness of curry hurts their tummies. So we'll cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes. It smells amazing. The curry is very fragrant, along with the seasonings. And if you look closely, you'll see that the oil is beginning to separate from the curry. That is a good indication that it's almost ready. I'm sure you can see the separation now, and now is a good time to add the chicken in. We're raising the heat to high. And this is what's called chunking the chicken. We're going to stir well to combine it with that delicious, flavorful, aromatic curry paste. We've adequately seasoned the chicken and marinated it. So at this point, you're not going to add anything else. Surprisingly. But trust me, it works. I've tried to make this as easy as possible for you. You want to cook it with the cover off on high heat for about 10 minutes to seal in those flavors on the color of the curry. And then we'll cover and cook it, reduce the heat to low, and cook it for 40 minutes or until the chicken is fully cooked. Just allow it to simmer there and begin to release its natural juices. Always clean down the sides of your pot. At this point, we're bunjing the chicken, cooking it in the oil and the curry to develop the flavors. So there were several stages of cooking it today. We cleaned the chicken, first level of flavor. Then we seasoned and marinated the chicken. That's the second layer of flavor. Then we chunked the chicken in the curry, and we're bunjing now. And then we will simmer. And this is the art of Trini curry chicken. The chicken is beginning to stick, and I know it wants to start releasing its juices. So the bunje process is now done. We'll cover and cook chicken every 5 to 10 minutes to ensure that it's not sticking, and we will also turn it gently during the cooking process. We'll reduce the heat to low. If the liquid evaporates before the chicken is fully cooked, then you can add more water, 1.5 to 2 cups of water. And at the end of cooking, if you need sauce and there isn't enough sauce, you can add a cup of water. Don't add too much at the end. Adding too much water will dilute the flavors. You'll just have to adjust with salt. So once your chicken is fully cooked, it's done. As I said before in my previous videos, the chicken here in New York releases a lot of liquid, so usually we don't have to add water to cook it. But that will be different in Trinidad. The chickens are leaner and will not release all this liquid. But right now it looks delicious. Smells amazing. As you can see, we chunkated it, we bunjed it, we cooked it, and we did not have to add any flavors or any ingredients after that. We did everything up front to make life easy for you, and that sauce is rich, thick, luxurious, and very flavorful. It's going to go great with our roti. So enjoy! If you have any questions, let me know. I'll post this recipe on the blog soon. Simply amazing. As you can see here, the chicken is fully cooked, and a good way to know that is it starts to shred. And I don't like shreddy chicken like that. So this is done. Cooked for almost 40 minutes on very, very low heat. Cooking low and slow on very low heat, it can cook in its own juices, and you don't need to add any additional liquid, and it's more flavorful. That's it. Enjoy. Another way to know if it's fully cooked, you see it pulls away from the bone like that. Look at that. It's almost falling off the bone tender. I think I'm gonna eat this right now, roti or not. So delicious. Yum yum. I love curry chicken. Let me know if you love curry chicken too. So tender, juicy, and delicious, and hot. Now let's make the curry aloo. You'll need 2 pounds of potato, hot pepper, onion, the green seasoning we made earlier, or scallion and culantro minced, curry powder and turmeric powder, whole grain jeera and methi seeds, optional, olive oil. We'll start by peeling the potato. Next we'll slice the potato. We'll slice 2, 3, 4, maybe into 5 pieces. And this is how my mom cuts it for curry aloo. Immerse it in water, cold water. Place a small pot over high heat. Add oil. Add onion and hot pepper. We'll add the methi and the whole grain jeera. Once the methi and the jeera becomes aromatic, we'll add in the curry and the turmeric. And we'll cook for 1 minute, stirring. Next I'll add the green seasoning we made previously. If you don't have pre-made green seasoning, use scallion, 2 scallions chopped, and bandanya. I'll add in the thyme. Stir. Smells amazing, aromatic. We'll infuse the oil with all those flavors. The heat was on medium. We're reducing it to low just for a second. We'll add in the potato and we'll give it a stir. To coat it with that delicious curry, we'll stir for a couple of minutes. Next we'll add salt to taste. I'm starting with 1 teaspoon. And this is Himalayan salt. If you're using table salt, use less. We'll cover and cook on low heat for about 10 minutes. We'll stir occasionally, checking to make sure that it doesn't stick. Meanwhile, boil 3 cups of hot water, and then we'll add it to the pot to allow the potatoes to fully cook. Once it begins to stick, add hot water, 3 cups. About 3 cups are enough to cover. Remember, it thickens as it cools. Give it a stir, getting everything from the bottom of the pot and around the sides. Bring it to a boil, then reduce the heat, cover, and cook until the potatoes are tender. About 10 to 15 minutes. Now let's make the loyas and fill the dough. With 4 cups of flour, you'll get 8 loyas. We've already made about 3 roti. People were hungry. So now I'll make 5 loyas out of this dough. You'll break off a piece, about 4 ounces each. To make the loya, just bring it to the top. Squeeze and rotate, cradling it in the palm of your hands to keep it round. Cover it with a damp cloth, a napkin, and allow it to rest for 10 minutes. Next, we'll flour our surface. Take one layer, press to flatten, the edges thinner than the middle, make it round. Next, we'll place a 1/4 cup of the filling, that's 4 tablespoons, in the center. Push it in. If you want to try to push your luck, you're going to squeeze the filling and place another tablespoon in. If you have any more confidence, you could do one more. If this is your first time making Dhalpuri, start with less. And you bring it up to the top. Wipe your hands and pinch to seal. Spend an extra few seconds here to make sure that it's sealed properly, also it will break during the cooking process. Then dust with flour to start pushing out the filling towards the edges. And we'll repeat. I'll show you one more using the bowl. Once you've made a disc, you place it into a bowl, a small bowl. Press the edges thin, and then you're going to scoop up a nice chunk, a handful, make it into a ball. Sometimes with this technique the filling does not go all the way around, but it still works and it's still delicious. Then pull it up. Helps to have clean hands. And then once you're comfortable enough, remove it from the bowl. Press the top to seal to prevent breakage during the cooking process. Press and flour. Push it towards the edges and you're done. Next we'll start the cooking process. And now the husband, who's never made Dhalpuri, here, is going to attempt. You're going to put it in the bowl. Alright, do only 1/4 cup. What are you doing? Pinch, pull up. What are you doing? Pinch tiny. Tiny pinch. Wow. Okay, good. Alright, push it towards the edges, the filling. Okay, good job. The potatoes have been cooking for about 15 minutes. As you can see, they're fully cooked. They're starting to break up in the pot. There's still a lot of liquid left, but that will thicken soon. I'll add about maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of ground roasted cumin, and that is optional if you have it. Maybe a little more, add to taste. Taste and add more salt if you wish, depending on your diet and your requirements. Break up any big chunks. And that's it. Give it about 2 more minutes and it's done. At this point you can also add a freshly chopped bandhania to brighten up the flavors. You can do the same with the chicken. I'll give it a final taste. So good. Absolutely perfect. I'll take off the stove. Heat your tawa over high heat. You can use a tawa or a pan, a wide pan. You'll need a bowl with vegetable oil or olive oil or any oil of your choice. You can use butter or ghee as well. And one of these brushes. If the tawa is smoking, lower the heat. Sprinkle flour on your counter. Press out your dough. And then we'll roll it out using a rolling pin or bilina. I'm going to quickly brush with oil. Next I'll flip. I'll brush with oil. And we'll flip. At this point, it should puff up and fully if we filled it correctly. There will be little breakages because of the delicious seasonings we have in there, but you can cover it with your spoon. And once it puffs up, it's done. You don't have to cook it with these brown spots, but that's how we like it. And it's done. Place it in a cloth-lined tray. And we'll repeat. Someone recently mentioned that they paid $16 for a chicken roti, so I thought it would be interesting to calculate the cost. Based on my rough estimate, the cost of making a whole chicken roti at home is $2. So in comparison, it's not only tastier, healthier, it costs much less. So many reasons to attempt to make this at home, especially since many of you are not close to Caribbean restaurants. And that's all there is to it, my sweet friends. Trinidad chicken roti. In my opinion, the most flavorful wrap in the world. Let me know below, how does this wrap compare to your favorite chicken wrap? And if eating a whole wrap seems intimidating to you, you can eat it the way we eat it at home. The traditional way. Break, dip, and scoop. Also be warned that Dhalpuri roti might be the messiest food you will ever eat. And here's our little friend Leo, who is also obsessed with roti. Any type of roti. No time for some bonus clips and bloopers. What is this thing called? This is the small Dhalpuri with 4 ounces of flour. With 4 ounces, you can probably get 8 Dhalpuri with 4 cups of flour. 8 ounce. Huge roti. Dhalpuri roti. Soft and delicious. This is a small one. And let's look at the larger one. And the small roti. So I tried every table in my house and it cannot fit because of this at the bottom here. This thing at the bottom, it does not have space on any of the tables to turn easily. But it finally fit on this table from my porch. Now we'll put it together. We'll try. And then this didn't seem to fit, but with enough force, it can. All right, place it in here. And screw it on both sides. If you're seeing that. Then you screw both sides tightly. Now something seems to be missing from the front. Then I'll place this on. The food processor might be easier, people. Okay, you just push it in like this. Then I think you screw it on like this. I'm not sure, something seems to be missing from here. We'll try this. What the hell? What the hell? Where's my husband when I need him? Oh my God. And these are some of the reasons why I need a husband. That's it. I don't know what this is, and Not sure I have the patience to figure it out.